Hello and welcome. I am Laura Cragen, an intuitive eating and latter-day life coach. This podcast is for women who want to ditch diets, find body acceptance, and discover food freedom. As a fellow woman who wanted to lose weight for years, I know how it felt to be trapped by diet culture and at war with my body. Through my own hard work and struggles, I finally found a solution that helped me break free. The plan to get there: intuitive eating coupled with life-changing lessons of mindset overhaul and the gospel of Christ. I promise that as you follow these things I teach you here in this podcast, you will find happiness, peace, and most of all, freedom from the war with your body. So let's jump in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. I wanted to jump in here today, and I know you're busy. I am too. This is kind of off the cuff for me, but I want to address some 7 tips that can help you through this time with the holiday season. So if this is the last podcast you listen to until the end of the year, this is going to do so many wonders for you if you have these things in the forefront of your mind, thinking about how you can be more intuitive during the holiday season, since a lot of things are coming your way that you're not used to, and you may be becoming more and more at war with your body. So we want to stop that and recognize for what it is, and then start moving forward in the direction that will make us feel more at peace and have that food freedom, and hopefully not, as I will talk about later, start some other diet in January. That's the worst thing we can do for ourselves, actually. So we'll talk about those things. These are 7 tips that are going to help you. So let's start off with number 1, ditching the all or nothing mentality. And that really basically is stop thinking of these meals that you're having during Christmas and New Year's and whatever in between as cheat meals. These are just meals that you are going to spend with family and friends and have a good time, have some foods you haven't had in a while, and enjoy them, and not try to go all after it. Oh, it's not going to be here tomorrow. It actually can. And that's what I tell my clients is, you can always go back and get more. You can always go to the store and buy more. Yeah, it might take longer to make it again, but it's always there and available. So if we could take that mindset out of our psyche, let's do that, and we will move forward on not having that all or nothing mentality, right? So number 2 is to have your cultural foods. I'd say this is my favorite tip to give people, is because this is a time of year where it is special to spend with our families and have memories and traditions. And if you aren't eating those cultural foods, something is missing. You may try to do all the things, but there's also food there. And yes, you can still have fun along without food. I'm not saying we need to be gluttonous and just eat it just because it's there. Of course, be mindful, and we'll get into that too. It's just a part of it. There's something special about eating your mom's rolls that you grew up always eating, or your mom's homemade tortillas, or grandma's, or my great grandma always made chocolates every season for us. And if I find any homemade chocolates or fudge or truffles, I delight in eating them because they remind me of that tradition I grew up with. So please give yourself permission to do that. So it's really, I think, keeps that magic there, because if you start taking that away, other things start being taken away too. I feel like it's just one step towards that. But number 3, set your own boundaries. That will be part of it, as far as maybe people are pushing you to eat some things that you're not wanting to try, or you're actually really full and they made that whole casserole for everyone, and they saw that you didn't eat enough or didn't have enough and didn't show to them that it was worthy. But you have your own boundaries. And even on the flip side, if you are actually hungry and people are saying, oh, you're eating too much. No, my boundary is I eat when I want to eat and when I'm hungry, and I stop when I'm full. So that's up to you. We're going to make those clear. Number 4 is don't skip meals. Another thing with going back to that all or nothing mentality, you may try to save up. I know that I did in the past, and it's a very common thing to save up for that meal. And in some sense, it can be intuitive because you just know you want to eat more of it then, but don't to the point where you just can't function, that you are really going to go after it, that it's never going to be there again. That's not part of it. You need to still nourish yourself through the day. If you're the one busy making the food too, make sure you get something to eat as you go through the day, making those pies or making those homemade candies, whatever you're doing right now. Number 5 is tune into your own body's needs. So if you're really feeling like you don't need food, honestly, and you need more sleep, then do that. Intuitive eating is not all about food, and also tuning into your body's needs of having some movement or getting outside and getting some fresh air. I think it's so great that our bodies will let us know if you let your mind have that breath of time to think about it. I think the spirit will speak to you, and it's like, I feel like I've been inside all day. I could go outside and have some fresh air and go to the mailbox and go pick up my mail, take my dog on a walk. I do these things. I only say it because I do these things too, and I had to work on that and letting myself do that. I might have to bundle up my kids to come with me or ask my husband to watch them while I go do that, but it is so much more worth it to me. And also in the needs of your fullness and your satisfaction, or whatever those cues you have that also help tune into your needs. Number 6 is be mindful what you eat. And I mean this in the sense that there are a lot of these abundant things around, and you might just grab it and eat it mindlessly. So the opposite of mindless is being mindful. And I talked about that with a client of mine this week, and that she has caramels on her counter and she feels like it's hard to stop. But she just knows she would enjoy it just as much if she just had that one and went in her room and ate it, and she'd be fine because she actually tasted it. And she loves, it's kind of a cultural thing for her too. All these things play together. And if you are mindful, and you'll really enjoy your food much more. So number 7, lastly, is don't plan on a diet in January. As I was saying in the beginning, it is just not worth your time. It's not worth your conversations. There's so much more to think about. And I know people like to bond and commiserate over it, but it's part of something that we can break out of, and you can talk about things that matter more and what you could do with your time, because we know they don't work. That's why you're here, and they only make things worse. And we want to find that long-lasting peace and joy. And so those are my 7 tips. The reason I wanted to tell them to you as a last ditch effort to help you see the seriousness of it is still have some lightness to it. It's just, we're through the thick of it. There are tons of gifted treat plates from neighbors, and you're making that famous funeral potato casserole meal that you used as your mom's recipe for years. And you also have this amazing family dinner coming up, and people want you to try their food. Or like I said, people are thinking of people that you are hanging out with during this time of year, and your friends, family, they're talking about that new juice cleanse or that new detox that is going to work wonders in helping you lose that weight. That will start in 2 weeks. But you can find a new path, and that's to start intuitive eating. So even through this busy time of year, I know you can even try it now. And I would love for you to get started on that. Is the easiest path that I have found for people is using my free guide, my beginner's guide to intuitive eating. And it is 5 simple steps to follow. And you can find that at latterdayintuitiveeating.com/beginner's guide. So you could go there, type that in, or you can look down in the show notes below, and there's a link for that. But I really hope you guys have a great Christmas. I wanted to pop in and tell this all to you and really help you through, even though you may be feeling like there's just more to you around the center. There's a soft center to you, and just lovingly hold it. No, it's just who you are. You're trying your best, and this is a time of year this is what happens, and we're going to find some better ways to make ourselves more at peace with ourselves and with food, and help you to see more of the beautiful of this season through celebrating our Savior's birth. So You guys have a great rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions. Reach out to me, and hope you can go find that guide at latterdayintuitiveeating.com/beginner's guide. And it is my free beginner's guide for intuitive eating. So hope you can go grab that, and you guys have a great rest of your year, and I'll talk to you at the beginning of the year. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening, and I hope today's show filled your soul and gave you the direction you were searching for in your health, life, and relationship with God. I would love to stay connected. Subscribe to my podcast so that you can be the first to know when new episodes go live. And it would mean so much to me if you would rate and review this podcast just down below. Your words inspire me and give me that boost to create more inspiring content to share. I would love to meet you on social media. Find me on Instagram and Facebook. Also, if this show really inspired you today, take a screenshot to share it on social media and tag me or click the share button to give it to someone else that would also benefit from these spirit-filled discussions. Let us all spread the good word of the gospel of Christ and help others in any way we can. Thank you again for listening today, and I look forward to connecting with you.